Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It is Friday, November 15th, 2024, and it is time for another edition of In This Very Ring, right here live on A2D Radio. I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. I am Ritz. And he was a little late to the party, but finally joining me, as he does each and every Friday night, the mayor of Toasty Town, Butters! What's going on, buddy?
Not much. How's it going, my friend?
Good. All right. So, before we get into everything, we are brought to you by our friends at Baggio's Bread. Baggio's Bread is located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pie sandwiches, cutlets, and meatballs. Mention A2D Radio for 10% off your in-store purchase. Focus. Very interesting ending. Just Smackdown. Very interesting. I don't normally catch the ends of Smackdown live, but I had the opportunity to put it on and watch the ending, and I'm glad I did because it literally ties into what we're talking about tonight. We are talking about who is going to be the fifth man. Now, we already kind of know, and some of you should know, I should say. Spoilers and different leaks have come out as far as what's going to happen Monday night on Raw, because it was taped last week.
Mm-hmm.
But we only know one side of that coin. We don't know the other side. And after tonight, which we're going to get into, I don't think any of us were expecting that to happen.
No.
So our topic of conversation tonight, Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed will be added to WarGames at WWE Survivor Series. You know, Bloodline versus Bloodline. We've been talking about it for months, realistically ever since Roman came back.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that Monday night, Bronson Reed and Solo Sikoa have an interaction. But is that going to lead to him being added to WarGames?
I'm sorry.
Did you blank?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you go?
Multiversal Universe number 6,227. The blank
That's the
zone.
nerdiest thing you could have said. Do you think Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed will be added? And obviously, they kind of set up the stuff with Bronson, and Bronson's biggest competitor right now is Seth Rollins. But what do you think?
I think after Monday night, the interaction between Seth and Sammy, and with this whole Bronson Seth Rollins thing, as you were saying, I can say most likely we will see them added to the match. I mean, this is a match that these two have been going at it, and the blood's going to spill over after their match next week. It makes I gotta say this. It's almost the right decision to do it so you can keep this feud going between the two of them.
But do you need to?
No, but it makes for a pretty good fifth man for Solo's team.
It does, and it really stacks that deck over there. When you look at, you have Solo, you have Jacob, you have Bronson, and then on the other side you got Roman, Jimmy and Jay, Sammy and Seth. Obviously we forgot about Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, but they're whatever. They're whatever they are over there. But it's almost like a no-brainer of a question. But I feel like tonight, the ending of SmackDown, where, and they teased it earlier on in the night, Jay looking at Roman, hey man, you got to make that call. And Roman kind of shaking him off. They got beat down. They kind of stood tall towards the end there. And then at the very end, after the Nia-Naomi match, it cuts back to Roman. Roman says, call the wise man. Place goes nuts. But then they come to find out that the wise man's phone's been disconnected.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Was he going to try to use the wise man to pull Seth in? Or was he going to try to use the wise man to go into the well and get somebody like a Paul Heyman guy of sorts?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Brock Lesnar's obviously not coming back for this. There's no way, especially if
It'd
they
be
are
an
going the
interesting
route of
take.
Bronson. But it would literally make this comment right here by Lynch. He looks like he's taking the biggest back seat in referring to Seth because he is.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I think Seth truly is taking a back seat, which is fine. He's been sitting on the mountaintop for a long time, and he's definitely going to go down as a first ballot Hall of Famer whenever his career does end. But as of late, and even when they started this program with Bronson Reed, it really felt like you were trying to keep him away. Number one, from the title picture. Number two, Gunther. Number three, any kind of relevancy on Raw, as we're gearing up for this transition over to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So, excuse me. I have to agree to the poll, but I don't think we get Seth. So let's look at a calendar here. So we know that 2 weeks from tomorrow is Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Monday night they have they essentially lock in Bronson Reed. We'll wait for commentary. We'll wait to see some other backstage segments, something like that, for official confirmation. But they all but confirm Bronson Reed. And then you'd go to the 22nd. Maybe they get Paul Heyman to bring Seth in, which would still be weird. Why are you getting Paul Heyman to bring Seth in? The 25th is when that somehow, some way, you're going to lock in your teams because you have to do the match for advantage on the 29th.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that would play into, Survivor Series the very next day. And you need Paul Heyman before that. I don't know if that. You don't need Paul Heyman. They've been making
You don't need him, but I mean, it'd be useful to have him.
without him. I don't even think that. I think it would just be good fan service. You then truly do have all five of them back together, right? Which you haven't had in a while.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, I think that's how the timeline of things is going to go. I think putting Seth and Bronson in here, it adds some different layers. On the Bronson Reed side, it's solely you want to get at Seth. This is how you can do it where he doesn't escape, kind of deal. You guys can. None of us are going to touch Seth as long as you don't touch any of the bloodline. You guys can just do your thing over there.
Yeah.
On the Seth Rollins side, it's Roman. You did kind of go off the reservation there for a while. You did the whole tribal chief thing, and you want to talk about family. You and I used to be brothers. We're still brothers. We'll still go to war together. Right?
WarGames.
Well, and when you think of the Bronson Reed Seth Rollins story, it's kind of run its course, and this is a great way to cap it.
Yeah, because you could have Seth pin Bronson in that match to win the match for his team, and you still further the storyline for Solo's bloodline and Rollins.
No, I don't think they're involved in the finish at all. You can't have them. They're essentially the odd men out on both sides.
Well, no, but I get that. What I'm saying is you have Seth pin Bronson. Bloodline's not finished because nobody got any closure from that. And you can continue it to at least Rumble.
You can continue this even if they have the pin. Right? Even if the bloodline does get the pin. I don't think they're going to let Seth and Bronson be involved in this finish in any way, shape, or form. I really do think we're going to go into Seth's going to stand tall at the end of this, and that they're going to just let it kind of fade away.
Okay.
Right? You can't. God, that would be so stupid to add these two in at the end and then have them involved in the finish. I think it would just take away from. So Lynch says, "I need the final boss to finally reveal himself as the puppet master." You do, and we had talked about it before, right? I think you can have him show up here.
That'd be a good reveal at Survivor Series.
Oh, 100%.
That's when you truly into the match. If Solo's team standing into the match, you have him come out as the puppet master for the whole thing.
Yeah, if Solo's team is left standing, I think you could. You could still have him come out if Roman's team is left standing, right? Roman's team had that victory back at. No, did they get the win at SummerSlam? Not SummerSlam. Bad Blood.
I think so.
Let's find out. I don't remember.
I think it was Roman and Cody that got the win.
Yeah, they did. So they got the win there, and you had The Rock still come out. You do it again here. Rock comes out again. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Rock comes out, maybe throws up a 2-1. Remember, he had 3-2-1 the last time. We've kind of been teeing up to where it's. They didn't have anything. What did they do at Crown Jewel? Crown Jewel, they didn't. They had the Bloodline versus Roman and the Usos. That was a 6-man tag match. You had nothing there. But WarGames would be 2. And then Royal Rumble would be 1. And that's where you announce WrestleMania 41.
Yes. It makes sense.
I think you can get away with it for sure.
Good. Get away with it.
Imagine if Seth actually screws Roman again. That would be wild.
I don't think it happens.
It wouldn't. Not now. Brian Daly, I think the Bloodline will interfere at some point on Monday Night Raw, and that'll allow Seth. He gets Daly. They taped Raw.
If only you knew, Daly.
Yeah, they taped Raw, so. But nothing's said, and that's the other kicker, right?
Yeah.
Nothing was said. It's being heavily assumed that that's when they're going to announce Bronson's going to join up.
Yeah,
and if you do, you almost have to have. All right, there's an interesting take. I need the new bloodline to dominate Roman's bloodline. Cannot nexus this story.
It's not a bad comparison.
No, it's really not. And we haven't thought about that. We haven't thought about the comparison between anything in the past. And I won't lie, though, there is a small part of me that wants Roman to win here. And I've gone over it almost ad nauseum. When you go back and you listen to him talk about what he lost, it's all the steps to Roman's redemption. All right, but there's a good edit. Be strong up until the final boss reveal. Because technically, Roman got his family back.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that could be step 1. We always said that Ulafalo would be step 2. And then having control of the family would be step 3.
Yeah.
Right, so you got step 1 done. You don't really need to win the match to have that. The only match you have to win is you have to beat Solo. But that at which point, the final boss reveal would happen. If not that night, the next night, like on a Raw or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would lose interest if Roman's bloodline cleans the new bloodline right away. Well, and that's what I'm saying, right? Right, like I think because the new bloodline won at Crown Jewel, I think you could have the new bloodline win here, but then you don't have a leg to stand on to put Roman and Solo in a match. So I think you almost have to have. Is your volume up?
Yes.
Okay.
Something wrong?
Yeah, echoed. No, like you. I guess you were trying to share the show.
Oh, okay. My phone's off. Yeah. Weird.
Anyway, you almost have to have Roman's bloodline win here so that he does have a leg to stand on to get that one-on-one match.
Advance, at least to advance the storyline a little bit.
Yeah, because if not, I almost feel like you're in the same boat here. That you like we're in the same spot we are now. He can't get his match with Solo. He's done nothing to earn the match with Solo. If he beats Solo at WarGames, if he pins
that could get him his matches at Rumble or sooner.
Correct. Kill your background. You're gonna get cooked again.
Talk about that?
No, just take the whole background off. It's already starting. You're gonna get cooked again like you did last week. Fishy.
That better?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be. Roman could get the win, but the new bloodline. Agree. And if you want to do a beatdown after, that's totally fine too, right? I see exactly where you're going with that. Because then, yeah, they still won, but the new bloodline still stands tall. I definitely could see you doing it that way. It's not the worst thing ever.
Yeah. It isn't. I mean, to your point, that's when you have The Rock come out. They're distracted. New bloodline beats the shit out of them. You know, they're left standing.
He's not wrong.
He's not. I mean, it's WarGames, so maybe you have some people throw in some, random tables and chairs and just to help keep the big men down.
Is there a new member to the new bloodline? Not yet.
That we know of.
There's a small part of me that doesn't want to see a new member of the bloodline. I think if you weren't going to put Sami Zayn in this match, this is where you would have gone to the well of Samoan wrestlers and brought someone in to pair with Roman and the Usos. And you still could. It could not be Seth Rollins. Right? Roman could bring in Zilla.
I mean, and have Zilla call, Solo a cheap copy of his daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Get some real action going on right there.
So it's definitely something that actually that's a really good take. Because it'd be the first time you add somebody new, but then does it kind of kill the special? But you're killing it anyway if you're going to add a fifth man, because the original bloodline was only was the 4 plus Solo.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting Solo, so you could substitute Solo out for Zilla, or Zilla, whatever his name is.
Zilla.
Instead of Seth. But then why do you have Bronson Reed over there?
Hell, here's a question. Here's a question for you. Why do we even need 5 men?
I think they're trying a little bit to go back to tradition with Survivor Series, because Survivor Series War Games was always supposed to be almost like a fusion of War Games and Survivor Series. Right? You have the War Games idea, but then you have the the Survivor Series match built inside without the elimination factor.
I can see that, but my thing is more, I guess I didn't phrase it right. Why do you need 5 men for this feud?
Bloodline versus Bloodline. To be fair, most War Games matches, I'm going back and I'm looking right now at, history. They are 5-on-5.
Okay.
Right? It's not until...
I was more so meaning, why do you need 5 men for this blood feud between Bloodline versus Bloodline? Instead of bringing anybody in, you can just do the 4-on-4.
It's honestly not until WCW that it goes 4-on-4.
Okay.
And then it would go 4-on-4. Actually, in NXT, it was 3-on-3 for the first one. Then 4-on-4. Stay 4-on-4. The whole time it was in NXT. And then it goes to 5-on-5 when it goes to the main roster.
Okay.
So it's only been 5-on-5 since 22, for the last 3 years. Right? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Understandable, but again, my point, why do you need it for this match? Because this match can easily do just 4-on-4 with Bloodline.
And I get where you're going with it, but you have to remember what they're trying to do here. They're trying to take Survivor Series, which has always been 5-on-5, and they're merging it with War Games, which technically is a match with 4 or more people in it. And the original War Games had 5-on-5s.
Okay, that's fine.
So I get where you're coming from, and don't get me wrong, there is a part of me that says I don't need it to be 5-on-5. It can stay 4-on-4.
Because then you don't need to drag Seth and Bronson into this, and you can just give them a match at Survivor Series to blow off whatever they're doing.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna get one.
No.
If they're not in this, you're not gonna give them a match at Survivor Series. I think they have more planned for Survivor Series. We're gonna set up the 5-on-5 for the women this Monday as well.
You kind of started the women already on Monday.
Yeah, and then you shaped it a little bit more tonight.
Yep.
Right? And then it's going to round itself out on Monday.
You pretty much got 4-and-4.
No, you got 4-and-5.
4-and-5?
Yes.
The 5th one shapes out on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that I just meant as of right now, you're still 4-and-4.
No, you're 4-and-5 right now.
Okay. Hold on. I know I wrote it to you the other day.
Right. You forgot Candice LeRae. The baby faces get the 5th woman on Monday. We all know it's already happened. Shouldn't say we all know. It's assumed we all know.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, Tiffany, Leah. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about Candice.
Yeah, that's why I was so confused when you wrote that. That's why I didn't respond to you. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I was like, I'm sitting there looking and going, oh, okay. You're right.
No, so the 5th, technically the 5th member will be officially revealed on Monday. Like I said, we already know pretty much who it's going to be. Jeez, man. I guess the Tyson fight happened already.
Do what?
I guess the Tyson Jake Paul fight happened already.
No, they were doing a backstage interview.
No, I'm reading it already happened. He got knocked the hell out.
Who?
Tyson.
Ain't no way.
Don't know. Couldn't care less. But moving on. Do you have anything else?
No.
You have nothing?
Oh, sorry, I was trying to think.
Okay,
There
so
was
it hasn't happened yet. Okay. I was on social media. I thought I saw that it had happened. My bad. My bad. I literally read somewhere. So I actually think it was Spellman. Hold on. I thought it was Sean Spellman that
I
posted
thought the
something
women's match
about
was
it.
still going. I was about to say I thought the women's match was still going on.
I don't know. Don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, realistically, I don't care. I truly couldn't care less. But I thought I'm actually going to Spellman's page right now.
I am not thinking about food, Mr. Lynch.
So he did write something about the fight. I don't read the last line. The last line has it's gonna be sad. Not it was sad. Okay. So I didn't read what tense he had that in. That's on me. My bad. Again, don't care. I don't disagree with. So hold on. Pete disagrees to the poll. And this is why, my heart goes out to Pete, dealing with some family stuff tonight. I wish he was on. We would be arguing back and forth, and Butters would be sitting in the island of irrelevancy. I wish Pete was here. But we love you, Pete. We love your family.
Yep.
But if you are still around, let us know who you think would be the fifth man. And if anybody does disagree with us, please give me something to work with here. And because Lord knows he's not giving me squat.
I'm trying. I knew I wanted to talk about something, and it has slipped my damn mind.
This is abysmal.
I am abysmal.
You napped, didn't you, you bastard?
No, I did not. I actually did not this time.
Uh-huh.
Scout's honor.
Uh-huh.
Something to that effect. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
Probably not. Women's United States Championship. Who do you got?
Who's in it? Do we have a bracket?
The brackets were revealed.
I don't remember seeing one.
It was revealed today. I'm trying to bring it up right now.
Here.
Okay, so it's going to be consist of four.
Shut up. It was Bailey, Candice LeRae, and B-Fab. That was tonight. Then Bianca, Chelsea, and Blair. Electra, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Jade Cargill, Meechin, and Piper Niven. If this doesn't end up being Bianca versus Jade, then we did something wrong here.
So a lot of people are really, for some reason, wanting Chelsea to win this.
I don't hate that idea. I really don't. Because I think you can do a lot with Chelsea here.
You could. She has done so much lately, especially with like her dumpster match and just her backstage segments. I mean, she deserves it.
If I had to guess, here's how I see this going. Bianca beats Chelsea. All right, if I go Jade Bianca in the finals, Bianca wins, Jade wins. Oddly enough, Electra Lopez wins. I think Naomi and Tiffany will kind of cancel it. Like with what happened tonight, where Tiffany cost Naomi the title, I can definitely see that playing a role.
I mean,
so then you would have. Go ahead.
I could almost see it being Chelsea and Piper in the finals. The final two clashing together. They kind of teased it tonight, but I mean, I could see that happening.
Let me finish where I'm going here.
Okay, go ahead.
Then you would have Bianca versus Bayley, Jade versus Elektra. Jade takes the win. Bianca takes the win. Whoever wins this becomes a double champion, which I could see Jade winning the title. That's what sets Bianca off. And that's where you start to build the feud between these two. So it's coming, right? Greg, I would love if Tiffany would won this, but we all know she's cashing in her title and she's becoming the next women's champion. I thought tonight would have been perfect to have her, have Nia win. Naomi was kind of putting Nia through it, and it definitely could have been a spot to do this here. Because then you could have swapped out Tiffany for Nia.
I could have so seen Naomi winning it and Tiffany just coming in, clap, boom, next women's champion.
Or yeah, that too.
Because it was a good match.
If you have Chelsea, then you almost have to have Elektra go to the final. Or no, better yet, screw it. Your finals are Chelsea Green and Meechin.
I can see it. I can dig it.
Piper helps Chelsea beat Bayley. Meechin wins because Raquel and Liv distract Jade. They'd also distract Bianca as well. Elektra wins. I already laid that one out. Meechin beats Elektra. Piper helps Chelsea beat Bayley. And then Chelsea versus Elektra. Chelsea beats her.
Yeah.
That's how you do that. It would make me mad because I would love to see Meechin be champion. I think she's earned it. Right? You know what? Realistically, coming out of this, if you want who I really wanted, I wanted Meechin. I can see them putting the title on Chelsea. Does it almost rate itself to go Bianca Jade here? It does.
I mean, me personally, I want Bayley to kind of win it because that's just my girl. But I could honestly see Chelsea being the one to win it all.
Yeah.
That's just me because, everybody knows Bayley's my girl. Have her win it. It's another title added that.
Already impressive resume.
Exactly.
So, I really don't have anything else. If I'm being totally honest with you.
Same.
It's, I don't know. It just we didn't get a whole lot. And knowing that Raw is taped next week, and so we already know what happens there, it feels really weird trying to do anything because I don't know who knows spoilers, who doesn't know spoilers.
Yes.
And Don's right. It's been a boring week. It really has, which is okay, right? And we've talked about this before. It's okay. You don't have to have amazing weeks every single week. You're going to have some lull periods and storylines. You're going to have these moments where, okay, we just kind of continued a little bit. We didn't get the next chapter. We might have got like the next page. So realistically, I think I'm going to cut it here.
Okay.
And we're going to call it a show because I don't want to just
ramble.
Yeah, Greg. So I don't get why Raw was taped either. Somebody was saying it's because Triple H wanted them to enjoy the holiday, but the holiday's the next week. So like they taped for the wrong week.
Well, I think because they can enjoy at least a week early because they're going to be probably gunning and running for Survivor Series the holiday week.
Maybe he was asked, hey, guys, but try to do Thanksgiving a week early. I don't know. It just didn't make a whole lot of sense why you taped this one. I got nothing. You're not out of the country as far as I can remember.
Yeah, it's like it's a weird take unless it's just something they're going to start doing till they get to Netflix and just tape every so often.
I mean, yeah, you're only doing that a few weeks, which is fine. Okay. But yeah, we're going to call it tonight. We want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank you guys for hanging out in the chat. We will be back next week. Let me see here. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Depending on how Thanksgiving goes, we'll probably be on the 29th. We should be on the 29th to do a preview show. I think it's really just going to be dependent upon if everybody's back in town for any Thanksgiving Day travel that they do. But we'll let you guys know next week. I don't even have my Thanksgiving plans figured out yet. So that being said, I will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Until then, tell somebody you love them. We're out.